Rotten Tomatoes has spoken, and 100% is what they say.
Yes, for Get Out, Jordan Peele's directorial debut in the horror genre.
And it is a hell of a debut as well. I mean, he has proven himself in the comedy genre with Keegan-Michael Key, and now he's going solo. And I gotta tell you, this movie is... I haven't seen a movie... Yeah, unique. It is a very clever horror suspense thriller in the vein of Cabin in the Woods, which also starred Bradley Whitford as well.
It's very fresh, very new and exciting. I mean, you always get the same thing over and over again in a horror movie. Granted, there are like the jump scares and stuff in this movie, but it did give a new, fresh take on something that could happen, maybe. Probably not.
And it definitely had a very tedious plotline as well. And as you watch in the trailers, it does kind of dance around the topic of race, very much so. And as we're sitting there, you're listening to the dialogue and the subtext of what is being said and what is being actually said while these characters are talking. And it makes you quite uneasy at first. But the thing is all that, I feel, gets thrown out the window as the movie progresses because it becomes its own specific type of horror movie.
Yeah, you think you know where it's gonna go, and then all of a sudden it goes the other way, and you're just like, wait, what? Like, it gives you whiplash, and you're like, oh shit, like...
Yeah. Anything you thought was happening, you just second guess yourself throughout it, and I love movies that do that.
It's great because when we were in the theater too, like as soon as that shift happened, everybody was like on the edge of their seats, they were clapping, they were just like really into the movie, and they were just excited to see where it was going, and I loved that too.
And it is rare when that does happen with an audience, a very diverse audience as well that we saw it with. So it was great to see that audience participation as things were happening in the movie, especially for the last half of the movie.
Go see it. There are some things I would love to tell you, but they're spoilers, obviously. But just go see it and just
bask in it.
Yeah,
bask in the cleverness of the last portion of the movie.
It's because the last portion is so satisfying once you watch the movie. And you're just like, oh, like it's awesome.
It's very well done, and the comedy is in there, the horror, the suspense, the characters as well is what I love. Definitely the main character's friend is by far the best character, I think, because he's essentially playing the audience as this is all playing out. You want to yell at the screen, well, he's the one that's kind of navigating that
he's
portion
the one that is yelling at the screen
for you. And it's great. The way it's written, nobody in this movie feels out of place. Everybody has a part. And there's even, like Stephen Root from News Radio is in it. And I was very satisfied with his character in it as well. There's characters you hate. You love to hate, and there's characters that you just want to see prevail in the end. So they did a great job at giving that level of care for this main character. Absolutely, the main character is the hero of the story. Yes,
he is the hero of the story, and it's so satisfying to see him progress in the story too.
Cinematography-wise, speaking on him, there are up-close shots, and you see them in the trailer just with the tremoring when he's under his hypnosis, and the detail just in the tears, and there's even like a vein at the side of his head that's just kind of throbbing and shaking as he's going under this. Intense, incredibly intense.
Yeah, I mean, I loved him in his episode of Black Mirror, so when I saw that he was going to be in this movie, I was like, okay, I'm a little bit more interested and on board with this as well, and it was just... This is a movie that you have to go see because it probably might get spoiled for you, and if you do get spoiled, then it kind of defeats the purpose of this movie. So go see it.
And it definitely gives you a little taste of everything in the horror genre as well, as we were saying.
Little homages.
Of course, but again, no spoilers. It's definitely something you have to go out and see yourself. So I'm really excited to see what Jordan Peele does next. I mean, he did an awesome job here. Clearly the critics are speaking in high favor for him. For myself, I'd have to give it, I can't give it a 5 because it does kind of drag a little bit in the beginning because they have to set up the tension.
Which is understandable, but at the same time too, I was just like,
If you were watching it at home, it's probably the part where you pull your phone out. You mentioned that.
Yeah, like when we were talking, I was just like, yeah, the beginning of the movie, I know that if I was watching it at home, I would be on my phone and then as you get progressed in the story, then I would be like, what's going on?
Yeah, you would be submerged in what's going on, but listening to the context and having your undivided attention on everything that is being said by these characters definitely does make it more of a satisfying conclusion when you just get to journey through this movie and these characters and where you do officially end up in the end. So I would have to give it a 4.75 out of 5.
I'm gonna give it a 4.8.
4.8. I mean, it's something that I could watch again. I don't know if I need to watch it again, but it's because that first one, it's just a very powerful oomph.
I think
where you
that
can't
I
capture
would
that
want to
again.
watch it again though too, just to see if there's any kind of like missteps that I missed that I was like, oh my god, it was right in front of my face this whole
Foreshadowing,
time.
for sure. Watching it again to get that level of insight on the foreshadowing that was in the movie itself. So definitely go check out Get Out. We definitely approve.